Terrible. Just a terrible night in Atlanta. But I'm going to tell you right now, the first thing I'm going to say is congratulations to Georgia, because they came in and whooped our ass. And that's all there is to it. And we're going to get into why. We're going to get into how it happened. But at the end of the day, they went out there and played a better game than us. And we're not going to run from that. But the season isn't over yet. I'm going to tell you why that is as well. It's not the end of the world. But, man, we haven't had one of these in a long time. So we're going to talk about that and more. You guys want to call in? Call in. We got Ryan Brown, who's in the Dome right now. He's going to join us as well. All that coming up on Last Call, part of the Next Round platform. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. If some of you Auburn fans think I'm going to get on here and cry, I'm not. Hey, you play all these games, and sometimes it doesn't go your way. And the good thing about where we're at right now is that there's still a lot of football left for these guys. But no matter what, and like, subscribe, thumbs up, call. Let's talk about this. I don't think the season's over. I think we're in the playoff. Tonight was not our night. We're going to talk about why. Let's go. All right, roll tide, everybody. A couple things I want to tell you. We're brought to you by Pearl River Resort, Philadelphia, Mississippi. Lita Ford, Dee Snyder from Twisted Sister, Firehouse. They're all going to be at the center stage, Pearl River Resort, on December 27th, 8 o'clock, Choctaw, Mississippi. Hour and change from Birmingham, 2 and change from Birmingham, but an easy trip. Great. I've been listening to Firehouse today. What's that song? Baby, don't treat me bad. Just because of the commercials. And I feel like we got treated bad today as Georgia takes a knee to end this football game. But I know a lot of you guys want to get into why. I'm going to answer your calls. We'll do calls all night. I don't care. You know me. I'm going to open up extra lines because I want you guys to get in here. And I'm going to tell you right now, Bama fans, just get ready, because there's going to be some shit talkers on us. When you win as many games as Alabama and you have a game like this wasn't a good game. There's going to be people that are going to be calling in and talking smack, and Georgia hadn't beaten Alabama much at all. This is a rare occasion for them. They caught us at the right time. A gauntlet of games, injured, not having Jam Miller, not having Cuevas, not having Parker Brailsford. You miss. There's only so many great players you have that are going to affect the game. So I want you guys to keep that in mind. But also at the same time, and I mean this, Georgia deserves a lot of credit. They played a hell of a game. They went out there, they blocked that punt at the beginning of the game, and let me tell you something. That was the most important play in the entire game. Number one. How many times have you guys listened to Last Call and Jay Coker talking about Nick Saban saying that if you want to lose a football game, let a punt be blocked. It's the one analytic that if you F that up, you're going to lose. And that was the turning point of the game. But congratulations to Georgia. They deserve that. They're the SEC champs. Let me bring in Ryan Brown. He's at the Dome right now. Ryan, I gave my synopsis. I want to hear yours.
Well, I heard you. I think you knocked it out of the park there. You got to credit Georgia. They were dominant tonight. They played a terrific game. Kirby Smart and crew had a good game plan. Defensively, they took Alabama's run game completely out of the game. So if you think you're going to beat a Kirby Smart defense one-handed, you are certainly not going to do that.
Yeah.
And, you saw that if you're an Alabama fan. How many times did Alabama take one part, when Kirby was there under Nick Saban, take one part of a team's game away, and the game's over at that point. And that's exactly what happened here tonight. Alabama could not run the football to save their life. So now, if you're Georgia, you can just tee off on Ty Simpson.
Hey, hold on, Ryan. We had -3 rushing yards.
That's not being able to run the ball to save your life.
What is that?
That's the definition of it. So, all of a sudden, if you're Kirby, you can just tee off on Ty Simpson and really do whatever you want defensively. So Alabama, And then I heard what you said about the punt block. You're absolutely right. You get a punt blocked. Those are the kinds of things. Alabama's special teams this year have been a liability. They have been very, what's the word I'm looking for? Undependable, not very dependable in the field goal game.
Can I say the word, Ryan, that you don't want to say? The word shitty. When you talk about between the field goals and the punts and the inconsistency.
Punt return, you're
the
fair
punt
catch
return.
every time. Yeah, it's a fair catch every time. So
I know
special teams have not been good for Alabama, and at times they've been a liability. And to your point, they were tonight. You get a kick block right out of the chute like that, give Georgia 7 points in a game where you weren't going to be able to score a lot. That was it. That was the end of the game. You're right.
What was the atmosphere like there?
Really good. It's funny because last year, I was here for Georgia, Texas, and the first half of that game felt like one of those preseason, Geico or
right.
I don't know, some Chick-fil-A kickoff classic.
Yeah.
It was just not a very boisterous crowd. It was, I don't know, they were just going through the motions. It almost felt like a meaningless game. And then Carson Beck got hurt, and Gunnar Stockton came in the second half, and all of a sudden there was kind of a spark in the crowd. Well, tonight it was the exact opposite. The crowd was really, really good right away, and I think a lot of that had to do with the matchup. And these two teams to get together, the fan bases know the importance of the game. These two teams generally don't play when there's not a lot on the line.
Yeah, well, I guess the question that everybody's going to be asking right now is, was this loss enough to kick Alabama out of the playoffs?
It's a legit question. I've always said that the power conferences like the Southeastern Conference and the Big Ten, they're never going to stand for one of the teams that they've got in their championship game being punished for playing in that championship game.
Yeah, now, or it's done, Ryan. Or it's done.
If Alabama's out tomorrow, and listen, you can sell me on Alabama being out tomorrow. If this is your lasting image of Alabama, leave them out. They didn't play tonight like they deserve to play for the national championship. I 100% agree with that. But on the other hand, if you do that, you have started the clock on conference championship games. These major conferences, they're not gonna allow a team to be penalized like that. So, and it's got nothing to do with the fact that it's Alabama. The Big Ten would line up and agree with this right now because you know what? The Big Ten was one Michigan win away from being in this exact scenario. Like if Michigan found a way to beat Ohio State, which that wasn't a close game, if they do that and they get in the championship game and then lose to Indiana, they would be in the same boat Alabama's in right now. So the Big Ten knows they were very close to this as well.
I feel like BYU losing, though, does open up a spot, right? Like, if there was ever, you're going to kick us out, the spot's there for us to be in, even though we played our worst game of the season tonight. And Georgia I thought they played a great game.
I really think Alabama's fate is going to be based on what the committee thinks deep down inside thinks they need to do with Notre Dame and Miami. If they think Notre Dame needs to be in this, but they've got heartache over the fact that Notre Dame lost to Miami head-to-head, then I think that is bad news for Alabama because BYU has made room for both of those teams. If they're like, hey, listen, we've had Notre Dame in this thing all along. We have said all along that we think Notre Dame's the better team in spite of the fact that they lost to Miami, then Alabama should be okay. Now, I do think Notre Dame will jump Alabama, and I think Alabama could end up being number 10, but that's irrelevant. That's going to be a difference in a trip to Norman, Oklahoma, or a trip to College Station, Texas. So my gut tells me Alabama is still in. I don't know what the score needed to be. 28-7 is probably right on that line of, is it a bad enough blowout? Is it not bad enough blowout? It felt like 14, you were safe. 24 or more, you were in danger. You're kind of in the danger zone right now. But my gut tells me Alabama falls to 10 and Notre Dame gets in.
So you think, I say that again, you think Alabama does what?
My gut tells me Alabama drops to 10.
Okay, but they're in.
Sorry, but they're in. I'm sorry, they're doing the trophy presentation.
So with that, and you guys, look, I love your show. It's the best show to me, and that I watch you guys every day. And you're normally pretty close to whatever's going to happen, right? So do you
I did pick Alabama tonight, so.
Well, and so did I.
But
we haven't had many of these. I didn't realize how banged up Bama was. I didn't realize Parker Brailsford was going to be out that early. I didn't realize that Jam Miller, they've been saying he was questionable. He didn't play, right? Josh Cuevas didn't play. Ty Simpson didn't have a lot of the help that he needs to have. to be able to have a good game. And Georgia was banged up too, but they just played better. So does Bama get in, and where do you think they're going to play?
No, I think they get in, and I think they'll be the 10. And I think if they don't change anything tomorrow, that sends Alabama to College Station to take on Texas A&M. So that's kind of my expectation, is we'll get Alabama playing Texas A&M at College Station. I'll say this about Parker Brailsford. I was down on the field before the game and saw him. Mick, when I tell you, I mean, the wrap on his ankle, it was this thick, and he could not even, like, he was walking and his foot was doing that. He couldn't even bend his foot. I knew then, I'm like, boy, if this guy plays, he cannot play very long. He's got no agility in that foot at all. So, that's unfortunate. I hated Alabama's banged up. Georgia was too. I mean, they were starting to back up center. And to their credit, they were able to work around it. But you're right in what you say. This is not Alabama right now. This is a shell of that Alabama offense.
What do you think about the scheduling? Because I look at the SEC, and I was at Mancey's, which is down here where I live. It's a place right up the street from me. It's a great place to watch a game. And I'm looking at on the wall. It's got the Alabama schedule, and I'm with a group of friends, and I'm like, look at how difficult that schedule is.
Yeah.
And you start going through, like, the teams, I was with some Auburn guys. I'm like, look, man, if Auburn's the worst team in your league, you got a damn good league.
No, I agree. And I think that should factor into this. You could take the Miami argument and say, okay, yeah, Miami beat Notre Dame. That's right. Head to head, they beat Notre Dame. But Miami also couldn't finish better than third in the worst league in America.
Right.
As far as the Power Four goes. So that's an argument against Miami, whereas I could say Alabama, did they look bad in the conference championship game? Absolutely they did. But you know what? When the tiebreakers were settled, they were the number one seed in that game in the most difficult conference in America. I do think that's got to factor for something in the committee's eyes. Will it? I don't know. But I can only say if I were on the committee, I would look at it that way. I'd be like, man, Miami played in the worst Power Four conference and couldn't even make their own championship game. It's a hard argument for me to move Alabama out and put them in because of that. But again, Alabama left the door open by the way they played tonight. This didn't. You watch Alabama tonight and ask yourself the question, can I determine the national championship without Alabama in the playoff field? The team you watch tonight, the answer is yes. To your point, the team you watch tonight is not a whole Alabama team. If you think they're going to get healthy again, but I'm telling you, Mick, playing Georgia again tonight just shows you how far this offense has fallen since that game had happened.
Yeah, that's a scary thing for me.
Yeah.
I feel like that, I look at Alabama and I'm like, we've been kind of trending in the wrong direction. I know Ryan Grubb's on the field right now. A lot of trick plays. I felt like when we needed to just, basically get in the ground and get a yard or two, we're trying to be cute. Georgia took that away from us. And the mistakes killed us. Look, the block punt, the interception at the beginning of the game led to 14 points. You can't give a team 14 points in this game.
That's right.
And expect to win. I mean, it just doesn't happen that way.
No, you're absolutely right. I mean, Alabama did everything to help Georgia. They couldn't run the ball. They had a special teams blunder. Look, the positive I would say in this game is Alabama's defense continues to play well. I mean, they gave up 7 after the fake punt. They gave up 7 after the interception. Georgia basically had one drive on them. The other 7 came after Alabama went for it on fourth down. They're deep in Georgia territory, or in their own territory, excuse me. So really, Georgia had one drive on Alabama's defense for a score. You certainly, I still think you got to feel confident about this Alabama defense coming out of this game. But boy, you cannot feel confident about the offense at all.
What do you think needs to happen? I'm trying to get my app set up here so I can watch this while I'm doing this show. I got to watch this Indiana-Ohio State game. Is there anything that can happen that could help Alabama get into the college football playoff, or is everything basically the hay in the barn?
I think the hay's in the barn. Yeah, I think Ohio State and Indiana are probably playing for the 1 seed, unless it's just an absolute beatdown. I would imagine the loser gets the 2 seed. I would say after tonight, Georgia gets your 3 and Texas Tech gets your 4. I think it's your top 4 seeds no matter what. I think the only question is Indiana the 1 or the 2? Is Ohio State the 1 or the 2? That's your only question to me right now. But I think your top 4 seeds, and I think everything, through number 8 right now. I think the only question is number 9 Notre Dame, number 10 Alabama.
So is Notre Dame in? Did BYU getting out? And what about like the other question? And as you guys hang out, I want to say this: all you guys that are in the call center right now, I'm going to get to every one of your calls. I'm going to put the phone line up. I did 3 hours last week. If that's what it takes this week, we'll do it. Win, lose, or draw. I know there's going to be some people that are going to call in and talk shit. I'm fine with that too. You know what? We don't lose a whole lot, so. When we do, I'll take that heat. Ryan, be glad you're not going to be here for that.
Yeah.
But
I'm about to go downstairs to the losing locker room. That's not going to be pleasant either.
Yeah, I mean, look, and it is what it is. You know, like you know what? These guys, I felt like they've been banged up for weeks, and you don't have depth like we used to have. You know, there's nobody to replace Cuevas. There's no, you know, honestly, I thought Vandermark did a decent job of replacing Brailsford, really did.
Yeah.
But, you know, it just felt like a team that was in big trouble as far as the injuries.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Again, it wasn't a whole Alabama team. And I don't know if the committee will take that into consideration. I think they have to. If I'm Alabama, I make sure they know who all was out for that game, that LT Overton was out for the game, that Josh Cuevas was out for the game, that Brailsford was essentially out for the game, that Jam Miller was out for the game. You know, I make sure they know that, obviously. You know, you hate to say you campaign now, but I think if you want to campaign, that would be one point you could tell the committee is just make certain they know who all was out for that game. Now, I am not saying that to say that if all of those guys were in there, Alabama wins this game. Georgia was the better team, and I'm not trying to take that away from them. They won this game 28-7, but I certainly don't think if you had all or most of those guys, it's going to be 28-7, and that's what you would tell the committee right now.
Yeah, and this is a big one for Kirby. Look,
yeah.
Alabama, look, man, I mean, we all respect Kirby, but he's just gotten his butt whooped by Alabama over the years. I mean, this is only the second win. I mean, he's still 2-7. He's lost a ton of games to Alabama. The only times he's ever beat Alabama has been rematch games, but they've been big games. Look, a national championship and an SEC championship, you get a championship ring from both of those.
That's right. Yeah, he wins trophy games against Alabama. Those are the only ones he can win. But you're right. I'd not thought of it. Both of them were rematches, too. So it is hard to beat a team twice in 1 year. There's no doubt, especially as good a team as Georgia is.
So just your thought, like what should Alabama fans expect when they announce the playoff field?
I think, and listen, it is impossible. Like, I laugh at people that send out these Vegas odds on the playoff field because this committee has been completely unpredictable. I think you're going to be number 10. I think Alabama's going to be the 10. Notre Dame's going to be the 9. Alabama will likely go on the road to College Station and play Texas A&M. But I think Alabama will be the number 10 seed. I just do not think there's an appetite for punishing a team for having to play a 13th game when a lot of teams stayed home and only played 12.
Right.
And right or wrong, I just think that's the way this committee will work.
So you think that like that first round matchup should be Alabama on the road against another SEC team? You don't think they'd play like an Indiana or something like that?
I don't think they can because I think Indiana will be in the top 4. Like, if you don't play, there's really no options. If you don't play Texas A&M, I mean, I guess they technically can make Alabama the 11th seed. That's kind of, and let them play out of Oregon. But that's that's a bridge too far for me because now you would see Tulane in front of them, or you would see, Virginia or Duke, the ACC champion, in front of them. And I just don't think you can justify that.
Yeah, right. And remember last year, we watched SMU lose to Clemson and still get in, and they didn't move at all.
No, it was obviously a close loss, but yeah, they lost and stayed in. And again, I think that just shows you the way the committees in the past, I say in the past, it's only been 1 year,
right?
But the way a committee has generally viewed a championship game is that you don't penalize the team. They didn't penalize SMU last year, and again, I don't think they will penalize Alabama tomorrow. But that is just a gut by me. Nobody outside of the committee has any facts to back that up, but that's just my gut.
Yeah, right. Well, and then I guess the last question before you head down to the locker room, what do you expect Alabama's response to this game to be?
Well, you would hope it's, if they're in the playoffs, you hope, number one, they get healthy, and number two, they find some sort of identity and rhythm on offense. I guess it's too late to figure out how to run the football. That is what it is. but you would just hope maybe they find some sort of identity on offense and can figure out a way to move the ball and generate some points.
Yeah.
Defensively, again, I think you're in really good shape defensively, and that travels. That would travel to College Station. That's been a dynamic offense, but that's also an offense that was down, down by 27 points at the half to South Carolina. So they have shown their Achilles heel as well at times.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but you know what, man? I mean, it felt like a game that wasn't maybe our game today, but I didn't get the same vibe that I got against Florida State. And I was pretty critical about the way that Alabama played. This was totally different. This felt like a team. I thought they busted their ass. I thought they played hard. I don't have a problem with the effort. I think that the game plan could have been a little bit better, but we're also not very healthy. You get punts blocked and you turn the ball over, you're going to lose these games. That's right. It to me.
Yep,
it's not like I'm watching guys walk to a tackle. They were out there trying to make tackles.
Yep.
And I know some of you guys are going to call me and tell me otherwise. Look, I don't see that. I saw a team that has – this is how college football is now.
Yeah.
You want to play all these tough games, guess what? You don't have the depth to go out there and lose 4 or 5 starters and still be able to compete.
The defense played to the horn. I'm sitting here in the press box, and in front of me, I'm watching the field. There was no lack of effort on the defense. They played to the horn. So I don't think you have to. Question that.
Well, Ryan, thanks, brother, man. Appreciate it. Tell the gang I said hey out there, and look, I'm gonna play a little coker after you get off, and then I'm gonna take some calls.
Yeah, I will say real quick. Keep watching this. Next Round Live on social media. You'll get the reaction from the locker room. See what the players say. And then Coach DeBoer and Coach Kirby Smart as well for the Georgia fans. So that's all coming up Next Round Live on social media.
Yeah, I should probably play that on here too.
Yeah. Have at it.
Hey, why not? Hey, thanks, brother. Appreciate it.
Hi, buddy. All right, see you.
Hey, look, we're brought to you by Pearl River Resort. That is in Philadelphia, Mississippi. Our friend Jake Coker is obviously the spokesman for that. And I'm going to play this, and I'm going to take your calls.
I may not suit up on Saturdays anymore, but I'm still in the game.
Let's roll.
In here, I call the plays, make adjustments, and lay it on the line. Want to feel that fire, that rush? Then you've got to get in the game. I used to say it in the tunnel, and I still say it now. Let's roll.
All right, let's roll to some of your calls because I know you guys are ready to talk about this. I'm looking at it right now. 300 and almost 400 comments. I mean, that's a lot of comments. So let's get into those. Let's hear what you guys got to say. I'll take your calls. We got a full call bank right now. And let's talk about this. Who's this and where are you calling from? Thank you for holding.
Hey, Mick, Stan from the Ham.
Stan from the Ham, man. Stan, you sound like you just went out there and got your ass whooped by Georgia today.
I feel like I did. Hey, Mick, I won't keep you much.
No, dude, look, I'm here. You just tell me what you think.
Well, hey, first off, Mick, this is kind of off the subject. I got to tread lightly here, but I jumped on early, called in so I could hopefully be first, which I am. I appreciate that. But you may want to make sure your bases are covered.
You were in here and I was just bull crapping.
Yeah. Well, I mean, your phone line was open, evidently, and I could hear, probably stuff that I shouldn't have heard.
Well, sorry,
but I'm going to leave it at that. So I just want to give you a heads up.
Thanks, brother. Stan, you never know, man. Just as from any perspective, what's going to happen over here.
I hear you. But no, Mick, I sent you one of my messages was I think it was the second message. I don't know if you saw it or not, but I said Alabama fucked themselves out of the playoffs in the first half.
You think
I
so?
said it's over.
Do you really think so?
Well, I just put it like this. I don't know what the committee considers a blowout, but 28-7, Nick, in my eyes, that's about as close as you can get if you don't want to call it a blowout to being a blowout. I think this committee has had it in for Alabama from the get-go. They wanted Notre Dame in come hell or high water, and this is their perfect path to keep Alabama out.
Right.
And that's just, I mean, I hope I'm wrong. I hope I heard Ryan. I hope what Ryan said is correct. I'll rejoice. But I just don't know. Yeah, and you know, all the injuries we had going into this game, they were just a lot. I know Georgia's starting center was out, but other than that, the people that they had out were not really, you know, top line players. Hell, there we are with Cuevas out.
Yeah.
Everybody out that could have made a difference. And yeah, like I said, my man, I hope I'm wrong, and I hope that y'all, Ryan, are right. But I had not trusted this committee from the get-go, even though they said early on that playing in a championship game would not, a team would not be punished if they didn't win it.
Look, Stan, let me say this, Stan, if they keep us out because we lost to Georgia, nobody's playing in these games anymore, and it's done.
I don't blame them. If I was Greg Sankey, I would say, screw this, yeah, it's not going to be worth it. It's just not going to be worth it anymore to play these games.
We were banged up. I mean, like, not having your best offensive lineman, not having your Cuevas has been one of the top 3 guys that he's thrown to all year. Jam Miller's been by far the best running back. And Hill just couldn't carry the load, man. I mean, there's more to it, like dropping passes. And Ty has, I see this right here. Let me put this up here. Ty was terrible. I mean, like, he wasn't good either. And he's been missing passes for the last 3 weeks, but it came back to haunt us today. He's just missing wide open dudes. There's a lot of things that go into this.
Yeah, I'm just going to say it. I think Ty sucked. If the rush wasn't on him and he couldn't throw the ball accurately, he couldn't even throw it accurately when he wasn't rushed.
Yeah,
throwing the ball high, throwing it in the dirt. He just didn't have it today, and the whole team didn't have it. And what a hell of a time for them to look like. You know what? They could. I thought of this. I said, Alabama.
You know what? Hey, Stan. You know what you know what is? They look like shit. Let's call it out on here.
Yeah, I was going to say they could fall in a barrel of titties and come out sucking their thumb. That's the way they look today.
Yeah, I'm not going to disagree with that.
But that's about it, Nick. I'll hope against hope, and hopefully the committee will put us in. But if not, I didn't. The way they played today, I don't know who they could beat in the playoffs.
Look, it's one game, Stan. I mean, we need a couple weeks off, right? Like, let's go to Texas A&M and regroup, right? Like, let's regroup. This wasn't our best day. Like, we got a lot of guys out. We need Cuevas. We need Jam Miller. Like, we need our star players. We don't have the depth that we used to have under Saban. And Georgia's a damn good team, man. They know how to win. And don't forget, we went into their place and beat them this year. Like, this evens it up at a game apiece. It's not like these guys have just worn us out. We've had to play them twice in Georgia. Do you think they would have won with everything today if they came to Tuscaloosa? I don't. Like, I see this.
Georgia.
We got out-coached. We did. We got outplayed. We got out-coached. It wasn't our day. But I don't think that makes us a team that doesn't deserve to be in the playoff. We've played a hellacious schedule.
Well, Georgia is a good team, and hopefully the SEC talking heads will, make sure the committee knows our physical situation, our injury situation. Maybe they'll take that into account. You were talking about if we would have won today and guaranteed a place in, I would hope that. I mean, it'd be great to have a home game at Bryant-Denny, but I think it's more important at this point to have a bye to hopefully get some players healed, arrested. But yeah,
look. The most likely scenario is this. The most likely scenario is that everybody's off next week, right? Army, Navy, and then the next week we're at probably Texas A&M or somewhere else. I still think we might be at Indiana, but I don't know. I mean, we'll see how this all plays out. But I just can't imagine a scenario where we're not in, because they can't hold it against you that you went to the conference championship. And if they do, then nobody's playing this anymore. We should have just been like, fuck, let Ole Miss be in here and we'll just be in the college football playoff. Right?
Yeah, but the committee, they make it up as they go along. I've been saying for weeks early on, before they started coming on TV every Tuesday with their little bullshit show, that you wouldn't be punished for playing in a championship game. But they come up with these talking points. Alabama can't run the ball,
right?
So we're going to put them at 10. They'll come up with. Like I said, I just think they want to get Notre Dame in regardless, and I don't know, Mick. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't know what else to say. I hated that it looked like this tonight. So.
Well, we haven't had many of these.
All we got to do.
Well, Stan, let me ask you this, and I know you guys on hold. Just keep holding, because I'm going to get to all the calls. We're going to do all this tonight. No hurry here, Stan. This to me, reminded me of that national championship game where Tua kept throwing all the interceptions to Clemson. It's just like we just never gave ourselves a chance. But I will say this, which is different than the Florida State game. And I see some of you guys in the comment section talking shit. We never gave up, man. We played until the end of the game. You're not always going to win. Look at the NFL. Look at Tom Brady, who won 6 or 7 Super Bowls. You have games like this. You want to go out and play top contenders every week? Bama beat Georgia too. They had a better day, but it doesn't mean they're a better team. They were better today. And you guys go back and watch my show after we lost to Florida State. I was horrified by the effort. I'm not horrified by this effort. We made a lot of mistakes. We had a punt block. We turned it over. Georgia played a great game. That's how it happens sometimes. But this wasn't like Florida State. We weren't walking to the fucking ball. We were going after it. They are a great team. Georgia is a great team. We had beaten them 10 out of 11, and it wasn't that they gave it to us, it's that we took us. Yeah, we might have got out coached. I see some of you guys saying that. Look, it wasn't our day. But I don't feel like, Stan, I felt after the Florida State game. After the Florida State game, I was horrified by the effort. I don't feel like that right now. I just feel like we lost. We're banged up.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, Mick. The one thing that never crossed any of our minds was getting a punt block.
Look, that was just. Can I say this? How many times has Coker said on our shows that the number one way statistically to lose a football game is a punt block? He has said it over and over and over again. He learned that from Nick Saban. And you're right. When I saw that, I told everybody I was with, I said, this is how you lose right here.
Yeah. That's it. Just, hey, going back the way, like you said, they never quit, especially the defense, Mick. There was some hitting going on out there with our defense. But hey, the one thing if we are in, and I hope we are, and if we go to Texas A&M, the one thing about that, even with their only one-loss record this year, they played the lower half of the conference. But we've got to get healthier, and we've got to be crisp. We can beat Texas A&M. I fully believe that.
Oh yeah.
But if they're not crisp, we'll get it handed to us again. But I don't think A&M is all that just by the record, just by the schedule that they played.
Yeah. Can I just address this one comment? BYU wouldn't double digit anybody in the SEC. Auburn, John, get out of here. Sorry, Stan.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Some of these Albies, like when we were on Cover Crimson, we didn't have all the hate in the comment section, which I love. I love it. Like get in there. But I've got to call some of you guys out, including, what was the guy's name last week when we beat Auburn? He was so hurt. It was so funny. Look, Chuck, I know we got -3 rushing yards. I already know. I know. But we also had like our backup running back in there. So just, keep that in mind. When Kevin Riley and Jam Miller were our 2 starters. Hill was our 3rd guy. So just keep that in mind.
Mick, the reason all these people are calling in and are texting is because their team looked like shit a lot more than ours did tonight.
I know.
Their teams look like shit.
Well, they didn't play tonight. I mean, I know there's a lot of Auburn fans in here, and look, you guys got a new coach. I hung out with your people tonight. I know you guys are excited, and you should be. But I don't think Hugh Freeze was that far off. I've said that before. And look, it is what it is, man. We beat y'all 6 straight times. It wasn't like I called it, but it happened. Don't hate on me for it. Any final, Stan, great to hear you, brother. Any final thoughts before I go to the next call?
No, that's it, Mick. Just roll tide and prove me wrong. I want them in the playoffs. I just don't like this committee, but maybe they'll do a solid.
They will, man. We're in. Great to talk to you, brother. See ya.
Okay.
I'll make sure I don't.
You too, man.
I'll make sure I turn off the if I'm talking in between before the show starts. I'll make sure I got that covered next time. Who's this? Oh, hold on, let me get you in there. Who is this? Got to hit the button right. Who's this? Hello? And where you come from? There you are. What's up, man?
Hello.
How's it going?
Pretty good.
Who's this and where you come from?
My name is Lance Hood. I am actually calling from Ohio. I am an Alabama fan, and my wife actually is a Georgia fan. So
it's gonna be tough for you. It's gonna be tough for you, Lance. But they want that. Look, man, we have whooped their ass all these times. You gotta be nice to your wife because this is their day. You know what they say? Every dog has his day. It's the dog's day. Okay.
Yeah. So my thing is this: I don't think we should be judged off the Oklahoma loss or the or this loss. The simple fact is, the SEC is the toughest conference in the country, hands down. All these other fuckers had cakewalks.
Yeah, fuckers, dude. They
all
did.
These other guys had cakewalks.
Say it, Lance.
Yeah, they had cakewalks. Their whole season was pretty much cakewalks. However, here's what I am afraid of. We are going to be judged off the fact Florida State did absolutely nothing this season. They didn't help us. I knew when we lost to them, that's what scared me because I said to my wife, I said, this is only bad if Florida State doesn't do anything.
Right.
And that's what happened. So, I mean, I don't think we deserve not to be in the playoffs because of the SEC losses. Because if you look who we lost to in the SEC. But what I'm scared of is we're going to get judged by that Florida State loss, and they're going to hold us to that.
Dude, hold on. Hold on, Lance. I feel like BYU losing today helps us, right? Like, because that's a spot that they're not giving up now, right? And it's like they're afraid of pissing everybody off. You piss everybody off, you're like, man, okay, so now your conference championship games are everybody's opting out, right? Remember when Christian McCaffrey opted out of the bowl game and everybody was like, he did what? And guess what happened? Everybody started opting out of the bowl games. They can't take the risk of everybody opting out of these championship games, because if they do, they're done. So I just don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, I definitely see a point. I'm just telling you, this is what I'm afraid of.
Okay.
Now, here's where I'm about to go with this. Okay? Yes, we are spoiled. Saban was the greatest coach of all time. But the one thing I have a major problem with, and the one thing I don't really, what I'm kind of questioning about DeBoer this whole time, for me, tell me, am I wrong? But I don't think the physical presence of Alabama football has been there since this man got there. I don't think so. I think we've had some good games where we show flashes of it, but the week in, week out physical dominance that Saban demanded of us is not there with this man, and that's what's so disturbing to me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, am I wrong for feeling like that?
Man, I don't know. Like this is the truth in my mind, dude. Like, as much as I love Saban and I love him, shit was slipping, man. It was slipping. It just, like you go back and you watch after the 2020 season, and I got guys telling me like to play. They're like, man, I don't know what's going on, but this isn't the same Alabama team. We're not doing the same shit. Like, and then you watch and it's like, okay, I just don't know that I can put it all on DeBoer. Like, I mean, I think the biggest problem is depth. When somebody goes down, you don't have the next guy ready. Because that next guy's playing in South Carolina now, or playing at, somewhere else. Yeah. They're not there. They're not, so we didn't have a tight end that could step up and fill in the shoes of Cuevas. Like, and that guy was such a huge part of what we do on a day in and, game in and game out basis, right? I thought the defense played well, but shit, when you're getting punts blocked and you're giving up interceptions and you're not moving the ball and all that stuff, like, it's tough to win. If Alabama doesn't get that punt blocked, it's an entirely different game. That was the most important play in the entire game.
Yes, it was. It was. But those are my concerns. So, like I said, I can live with the SEC losses. Florida State is just the biggest thing for me.
Yeah,
that was the only time I was disappointed in our squad this season. I mean, tonight it was tough. Yeah, it was tough to watch. It was tough to even look at the score of that. It made my stomach sick. But I just feel like if they keep us out, it's going to be because of that Florida State loss. And that's the bottom line.
Well, let me ask you this, man. What if they keep us in? What if we're in? What do you think we look like next time around?
I'm hoping this man could step it up and get some things going a little bit different going into a possible playoff game. I just, like I said, I'm not okay with DeBoer. I don't, how can I put this? I don't have the same faith in him as I did Saban year 2. By year 2, I pretty much knew we were getting ready. Like, even though we lost to Florida year 2,
right,
in the SEC title game, I knew something big was going to happen. I don't feel that way going into next year. So whether we lose or we win, I don't know if he can make this run the way I want to see it. That's just me. That's just me. Maybe I'm wrong, but, I don't know if he can make that run.
I got to turn that off.
That's how I feel. But, great game for Georgia. I think Georgia came out laser focused and ready to go tonight. And I totally agree. Our defense did play hard. We just put them in bad positions to try to stop things. But this is what scares me. My thing is going forward with DeBoer. I'm just scared. I'm scared to death.
Well, yeah, I'm wondering, like, what would the other options be? Because the guy, like, he was rumored to be going to Penn State, and I'm like, man, what are we gonna do if he leaves? Hey,
Right,
would you
no,
want to have
I
Pete
totally
Golden
agree.
as your head coach?
Yeah, no,
and
God.
look, man, I've been on shows this week, Lance, and I'm supposed to be like, like they're like, I'm an expert on this. I'm laughing at Pete Golden being a head coach. I just am. I think it's fucking hilarious. I mean,
Right.
really, like, there's no other scenario that Pete Golden is your head coach other than the chaos that Lane created, right? Can you imagine being in that spot?
Right.
Could be
Right.
worse.
I get it. I get it, man. I just, I love when we're dominant. I love when we're playing hard football all the time. I just love it. But, understandably so, I have my concerns. But if we got in there, I will say this. The one thing I have noticed about him, other than tonight when it's a big game, he does have the tendency to come through. But I'm just worried about going forward. How are we going to be going forward? Whether we get in or not, how are we going to be going forward?
Right. You're saying, hey, if we get in it, like, yeah, let's get guys healthy and let's play Alabama football.
Yeah. So that's where I am. But thank you for hearing me. I've been listening for a long time. Love what you do, man. Love your enthusiasm. God bless you. And roll tide.
Hey, thanks, brother, man. Call anytime, dude. Great conversation. You're why it's fun doing this job. I swear. All right. Hey, listen, let's go back to the phone lines. I want to hear what you guys think. Don't forget to give Georgia their credit, because every time we beat their ass, I've been on here talking shit about them. Hey, look, they killed it today, and they deserve that credit. Who's this and where you calling from?
Man, it's Christmas Eve, brother. And I'll go ahead and get it out of the way. I give Georgia their damn credit.
Hey, tip
Whatever.
of the cap, Chris. Look, they deserve it, because I've done this show. And it's been on a lot of different places. Okay. And there's been a lot of times where I've been laughing at them because of their pretentious fan base and all the stuff. I was at the blackout game.
They barking.
All they're barking and shit. Look, y'all, even the score up. We both won one now, but you won the bigger one because it's the SEC championship. So congratulations. I'm not one of these guys that's going to be like, I'm taking that away from you. Congratulations.
Right. But I got damn notes because I was taking it. I started in the second
quarter.
No,
go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Because I knew. Yeah, but I've been listening. I love the show, always do. And talk about Ole Miss. Before we get on to the debacle that we just saw for 4 hours, Ole Miss just got above their raising. Pete Golding as a coach.
I know. Come on, dude. It could be a lot worse, right?
Right back to the cellar. Yeah, absolutely. If they would have swallowed their pride, they should have hired Hugh Freeze. I mean, that sounds crazy, but people come back and look at Patino at Arkansas. Just swallow your pride. He's a good recruiter. He had success there. I mean, I don't get it. Maybe that's crazy talk.
You play these games, though, man. Chris, you play these games to, and that's what happens. You want, like, you look back at the days when Saban was head coach, and we had some great seasons, but we didn't play week after week after week after week. Like, you may play a couple tough games, and then you might have a couple easy games. Like, this season has been, it's been tough, dude. Like, there's been a lot of really grinded out games, and I think that's for everybody in the conference.
Yeah. Everybody's talking, and Ryan was talking about the committee and the injuries and hoping they remember we got injuries. Honestly, I hope they don't remember we got injuries. Remember what they did to Florida State? Man, I can't hear you, brother.
No, I'm here. Sorry, I was getting a beer. I'm listening. I lost my earphones.
no.
You just keep going.
Buddy,
Look, have you had any beers tonight?
I've got Tito's. I got Tito's for days, son.
I know, like somebody.
I thought my call got dropped. I thought you hated on me.
No. Look, man. Look, I sometimes
But
wonder. I'm
scared,
like, is the next
but I'm
round is
scared about
okay
their
with the
injury.
fact that we're going to drink and talk about these games together, all of us?
That's
I hope
good.
they do. I hope they do.
But I'm scared about the injuries, though.
Mm-hmm.
Has anybody said when we going to get them back? Because honestly, that damn committee, they could look at the injuries and say, okay, well, we see what Bama does when these guys are hurt. If they ain't back, they're going to get 30 pointed
it's
by
2 weeks. It's
anybody
2 weeks.
they play.
You can't listen.
But
If they keep us
gonna come
out,
back, though?
but if they keep us out because we lost the SEC championship game, then nobody's playing in these anymore. Like they have.
Right, but I've heard. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I mean, I'm
Go
just
ahead.
saying,
You're
like,
on it. I was
I'm
stepping
just-
on you.
But all I'm saying is, like, there's no, like, well, if they decide that all of a sudden now it's not worth playing, nobody's playing them. So they don't have the option of just deciding, well, we don't care, like we're not gonna honor the fact that you had to play all these tough games and then you go to the SEC championship game and lose. They can't do it that way. If they want to save the championship games, they have to do it in a way where they're like, you know what? You're in. They may give us a shitty seeding, but I can't imagine it being one of those things where they're like, you're out. And that's what's going to be interesting. I mean, I could be totally wrong, but I don't see it coming.
Well, I mean, I've listened to the next round every day. I listened to them back when they were on Jocks.
Great show.
LT was on there. Yeah, I mean, love it.
Way back.
But they've been saying all the time that the conference championship games are on their last leg. So if it's going to happen sometime, it's going to happen somewhere. It might as well be now. SEC will do it. But what drives the TV and the contracts and the playoffs is money. Can you imagine? Okay, so we don't have a conference game. Maybe we have automatic qualifiers, and then you can have two, not only the conference game, but two play-in games for all automatic qualifiers. So you have a full day of basically playoff games, all SEC, all the way down to the 5th, 6th, 7th. I don't know. I'm bad at math. However many teams that would be to get to the automatic qualifiers. Do that for us and the Big Ten.
I don't know what just happened. I think we might have just lost Chris. Yeah, I'm with you though, Chris. Like I'm totally with you. Like if you lose the fact that, hey, guess what? We don't have these guys that are out there like playing these tough games. You're going to lose a lot, Hey, let me remind you guys, as we take your calls, that were brought to you by Patriot Roofing and Builders. The gang at Patriot Roofing and Builders are unlimited home builders. They got a license to do everything. You're talking about roofing, siding, gutters, windows, full home renovations. They do free inspections. And when you call Will and Chris, they've got you covered, man. They're going to take care of everything that you need. So make sure that you get those guys. And look, they got you covered, man. That's one of the biggest things that you want when, you don't want to talk to somebody that isn't there for you. You want to talk to the guys. And so they got you. The other thing is that we're presented by Pearl River Resort, Philadelphia, Mississippi. Here's Jake. All right, working on some stuff here behind the scenes. I guess the funding for the phone calls ended, so I got to get these things refunded again so we can do it. I hate it for Chris because he was in the middle of his conversation. when we did. But let me pull this up and talk about it. Let's do this stat. I'm going to get to your call. So if you're on hold, just keep holding. It was not the game that we thought we were going to get from Alabama, but Georgia played one of the best games against Alabama that I can remember, right? You're talking about Georgia with 297 yards, Bama with 209 yards passing. Bama had 212, Georgia had 156, but Bama -3 in the rush total. Man, that kind of reminds me of the days when Nick Saban was head coach at Alabama. We would have those games, and you're like, man, what is going on here, right? That's how it felt like in this game. You know, you're talking about Georgia basically shutting down Bama's run. Bama was in a lot of ways banged up in that category, and it cost them. I mean, no doubt about it, right? When you are working with injuries and backup running backs, you know, I wanted Daniel Hill to kind of have a big game, but it just didn't happen. I mean, like he wasn't really able to do a whole lot when it comes to, you know, breaking tackles. I thought Alabama could have done a better job of breaking tackles and making, you know, plays when they necessarily weren't there. They didn't do that. But the turnovers were the difference in this ball game to me. You know, the
You are now in the host room and can manage your callers from the call-in studio.
All right, here we go. We're back on. But the block punt and those kind of things cost Alabama in this game. So anyway, I think we're good on the phone lines. I'm going to put them back on again, and I really don't know how that just happened, but when you're a one-man band like I am, sometimes things happen and you just roll with it. Let's go back to the phone lines again and talk to you guys. Who is this and where are you calling from?
Hey, what's up, man? Roll Tide. This is G. Ellis from Mobile.
What's up, G? How you doing, man?
Hey, man, I'm all right. Hey, look, R.I.P. that phone call, man. He was cooking, bro. R.I.P. man. Get it back. Hey, look, man. All right, so I don't think the boy really appreciates SEC football, right? Like this day should have been marked. Everybody in the Southeast knew that Georgia had this day marked to September the 27th. Right. We beat them 24-21. If you didn't know, you're blind. It's apparent, right? This is kind of indicative of this like small little illness that we're seeing with this program, this lack of preparedness stuff. So like, look at the game. Okay, yeah, we got injuries. People are out, but look, man, it's late in the season. We're doing long playoffs. Everybody's going to get banged up. Ain't nobody out there. Ain't nobody hitting batting at 1,000 right now. This game would have been a blowout, but for 30 yards and penalties that allowed us to move the ball enough to actually luckily get into the end zone. That's how close we were to having a blowout in 25 years. That's wow. My wife said, let's go ahead and pull a tie. She said we should probably pull him. I'm like, nah, man, leave him in the game. I mean, this is just, it's systemic, right? I don't think Ryan Williams can actually catch the ball or play a level receiver.
Hey, I like it when he touches the ball, G. Ellis. Like, he actually looks pretty fantastic when you put the ball in his hand.
I feel you. I'm looking for consistency, though, right?
Yeah,
so,
right.
The lightning is there. I got you, right? But I need that lightning. Like, look, we're talking elite level, right? We're not talking moderate level. We're not talking great level. We're talking elite. You move on to the next level, right? That's got to keep happening, man. It's got to keep happening. Like, so when I look at the why, I mean, look, maybe we're getting too creative. Maybe we're not prepared. Maybe we're just peaked out as Alabama right now. Like, this might be the Alabama we got to get used to. Maybe the decision to bring DeBoer in and somebody outside of the SEC and this style of play of football, this recruiting, this new era, maybe that could have been a mistake. And so, like, you know, I mean, we're not bad by any means. You know, we're a badass team now. Roll Tide. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, we are better than BYU. We will beat Miami. Trust me, we will do that.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if we've really messing with them top 4 teams this year. So for real, man, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't see us fighting and duking it out up there like that. Like, should we be in the playoffs? Yeah, we should. Throw them in there. Are we going to go all the way? Nah, I don't see it. And I'm a Tide fan. Been one 40 years. I don't see it this year, man. I don't see it. I think this is our peak. This is going to be what we need to expect for the next 4 to 6 years.
Right.
I don't think we see another championship in this era at all. What are you thinking on that?
I mean, I think it's one game. You know, I mean, I can't sit here and, you know, and act like losing to Georgia when you're so banged up after all of these tough games doesn't need to be in our consideration. Even if we would have had the most important guy that we needed was Josh Cuevas. We just needed to have that security blanket, right? Like not having Cuevas.
I'm gonna give you that. Yeah,
Jam Miller, I would have took Jam Miller too. And it's like, well, why? Well, look, first off, he gets yards. Secondly, he blocks.
Well, first off, he got them hands out the backfield too.
Yeah, right. Like, I mean, how many times did Hill just like, he's just, you know, and then the other thing is that Ty's, you know, he just hasn't been as good. I mean, you know, he just hasn't. I remember watching Tua just hit those deep balls. And it's like, hey.
Just dots. Dot them up.
Dude, and Tua is one of my all-time favorites, but it's like you can do everything you want. And then Tua's just going to bomb your ass, and then guess what? You're fucked. Like, we don't have that right now. Ty is not making those passes. So I like Ty. I'm not saying I want to bench him, but I'm just saying, like, what made Tua great? What made Mac great? Like, what made Bryce the best player we've probably ever had? What made him great is that when you, like, close in and you want to blitz everybody, you better get me, because if you don't, it's going to be a touchdown on you. And Ty's missing all of those passes, man. Yeah. He's just missing them, like he is.
Yeah. You're like a deer in headlights out there, man.
Yeah, I mean, like,
I give you that.
It's not as bad. It's so different than Milroe, because Milroe couldn't do that, but Milroe would just take off and run on your ass. So you had to like pretend. You had to like defend that. I think, like, I look at Ty and I'm like, man, he does a lot of things well, but God, dude, what's that?
I said, what about that design run for Ty today when they just blew him up in the middle, man? That's what you do, man.
Dude. He just looked like I don't know.
I laughed at that, man. I had to laugh at that. That was funny. When I saw it, I laughed. That's crazy.
This was the game that I thought we were going to have a long time ago, but we didn't have it, you know? And then I thought, look, man, this is the first SEC championship game loss we had since 2008 to Florida with Tebow. Think about that. Like, all of those other games we won. Florida multiple times, Georgia multiple times, whoever. Like, we always were ready for this. 15 straight games or something we've won there. Today, we looked like shit, and we got exactly what we deserved. We just were not ready to win this game.
Hey, you about to flip around and make me a DeBoer fan, because I'm thinking about this. The early years of Saban, we had a little rocky start, and all those SEC, we didn't blow people out. We were a couple of them, a good number of them championships. We pulled out at the last minute on a prayer and a dot. So I'm gonna give you maybe we're a little too hard on the man. I think we have a high standard. I'm not willing to come off of that standard. That's just the Bama standard. And if I've been Saban indoctrinated, so be it. But that's the Bama standard. But maybe we see what happens in the next year or two. But damn, do we have that long to sit here and wait for that?
Yeah. I mean, and I think that's what it comes down to. I think that things have changed a lot too. You know, you look at Ohio State. Why are they so good? Well, they got more NIL money than everybody. Like, they went out and spent a lot of money on their roster. You know, like, and that provides you the depth that we used to have just by having the best coach and the best facilities. Like, we don't have that advantage anymore. So you got to go out there and figure out other ways to do it. And I'm not saying we're not going to do that. I'm just saying, like, it's when you lose your starting tight end and you lose your starting center, who's might be the best player on the team, and you lose your starting running back, it's like there's a lot. That's a lot of like depth, and I honestly I felt like Vandermark played well. Like I didn't. Man, I noticed this last week. I was like, this guy's actually pretty good. Like when Brailsford's in the NFL next year, like we got somebody to take this spot. But, the running back spot has been not good this year. It just hasn't. Like we thought it would be, but it hasn't. And then honestly, Georgia D'd up our receivers too, man. Like they just weren't open. Like how many times you go back and watch and it's like, hey man, they're all over our guy. Like he's just not open. Like Ty's trying to throw the ball, but the guy's on top of him.
Mm-hmm. Meet the Clampets.
Yeah.
Man. Shout out to Kirby, man.
He deserves it. He deserves it.
Great coach.
Yeah.
He does. Shout out to Kirby. Yeah, I like that guy. He actually is he's a good honorable SEC coach, and I like playing against the guy. I'm talking like I'm coaching the damn team, but you know what I'm saying. Shout out to the man. That's good. They got a good ball program over there. We got some things that we need to work out, and let's just see how this moves on. But bottom line, we're better than BYU and Miami. Period.
Dude, we gotta get in, man. Can you imagine BYU and Miami having to play our schedule?
Come on,
like there's one game on the schedule that I look back at and I'm like, this, look, man, the only game I look at and go, what the fuck was the Florida State game? Like the Oklahoma game, they're good. They had a great defense. We made mistakes. They took advantage of it. This game, you're playing Georgia.
That was a solid loss.
Right, man. And you're like, hey, look, they're good too. Yeah. Oh, I know Florida State sucked. It was the beginning of the year. It was like Daytona. They won their championship. we didn't. But I don't look at that one and think,
coach for the rest of the year, man. They said we're good.
Yeah, right, man. Like I'm not looking at that one and going, I don't know. And that's the one that hurts the most because if you don't have that, you're definitely in. But I'm really confident that we're going to be one of the later seeds. We'll be on the road somewhere, and we'll play Texas A&M, maybe at Indiana. Somebody. We're going to play somewhere. Our season isn't over yet. We still got everything in front of us except that we can't win the championship in the SEC. But you know what? Like these guys are going to have to suck this up and go in. And this is different than the Oklahoma game where you outplayed them. You got outplayed. You got your ass whooped, and now you got to figure out how you're going to bounce back. But that's NFL football every week.
Hey, isn't that the scenario back? Isn't that the 2011 scenario?
Yeah.
We lost that SEC championship and then turned around and got our rematch and beat them in the Natties. Isn't that the one? Isn't that what happened that year? Or am I getting that?
No, I was there. Yeah. I was at both games.
Yeah.
Dude, Hunter Stockton had 156 yards passing, which is pretty funny. He was 20 and 26 with 3 touchdowns, 156 yards. It's not like the guy lit us up today. He just, you know what? We just put ourselves in a position to get beat, and we got beat.
I think, hey man, that Cuevas factor. I keep going back to that Cuevas factor.
Big one.
Hey, look. When we were young, you were playing on NCAA football. How many times you threw that tight end?
Yeah.
You didn't know what else to do, but you knew that tight end was going to be there for you. And without that guy, man, that's big. But again, depth issue, man. Maybe we throw some more money at that depth. This is Alabama. We got money, man.
Yeah.
I know we got
money.
Caleb
Edwards was the guy that we threw to tonight. 3 catches, 42 yards, right? And it was all in trash time. But the way that this offense works is that Ty needs somebody to hit with the short stuff, So I mean, it is what it is.
No, I think that run game being exposed, that opens everything up, man. When they know we're having problems, they see us self-conscious in that run game. All they need to do is get us back to constant passing and then blitz the shit out of us. And I mean, that's what we've seen happen, And I mean, that's kind of how Oklahoma played out. Get us back to pass and blitz the shit out of them.
Yeah, no doubt, man.
Put the pressure on them.
Yep. Any
final?
You know
what you're gonna do? You want to miss?
No, hey, dude, I'm with you, man. Any final thoughts, Gios?
Yeah. Roll Tide. This season is not over. I even if I don't call it, I'm always listening to this show after the post games. I love the comments. This is kind of my decompression time right here. So,
yeah, me too.
I appreciate everything you do, man. Big roll tide to you guys. Yeah.
Hey, thank you, man. Thank you, G. Ellis, man. Appreciate you, brother. And please call in, man. I need to hear this because I take shit sometimes because I'm going to tell you guys what I think. Like this is no matter what platform it is, whether it's my platform, their platform, this platform, I'm just going to tell you what I think. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. And I thought Georgia whooped our ass today. Doesn't mean I think they're better than us. We beat them one, they beat us, but this was their day, and I'm not taking that away from them. We were banged up, and I see some of you Auburn fans in the comments section, and you're like, look, man, y'all gave us a tough game. We beat y'all. You know, like it's just the way it goes. Like we don't have the depth that we had, and where the injuries were this time hurt us in our ability to be able to kind of have the depth that we needed to do to win this game. All right, let me go back to the phone lines. All you guys that have held on, man, thank you so much. Who's this and where are you calling from?
Hey, Mick, it's Adam calling from New Jersey. How's it going?
Adam, man, you can't blame this one on Milroe, Adam. It's good to hear from you, brother. I love you, man. I really do.
Yeah, you too, man. Thanks for taking my call. So, congratulations to Georgia. They did kick our ass, and they deserve credit. But, I'm hearing a lot of people talking about how bad Ty Simpson is. And I want to take a moment to defend him by saying that the guy has no running game whatsoever. The receivers aren't getting separation. Cuevas wasn't even in the game, of course. The O-line was getting dominated by the blitzes, and Ty was under constant duress. And then Bernard and Williams dropped 2 touchdown passes. I mean, there's only so much you can ask of a quarterback. I mean, if you wanted to change him during the game, you really think, Austin Mack would have done better or Keelan Russell would have? I don't think so. But I do think that we absolutely are going to make the playoffs because we're currently ranked 9th. And BYU is ranked 11th. And BYU got smoked a second time by Texas Tech. So they're out. And they have us ranked ahead of Notre Dame, which is 10, and Miami, which is 12. There's no justification for them jumping us at all based on this game and them just sitting there doing nothing. So I think we get in as the 10th or 11th seed. But what are your thoughts on Ty Simpson? And, do you think this team can improve so it can be competitive in the playoffs? Yeah,
look, I do. Like, I think that having a week off is going to benefit them a ton. We're going to have Cuevas back from the foot injury. We're going to have Jam Miller back from getting his leg rolled up on. Yeah, I mean, if those guys are in the game, it's a different game.
Yeah.
Plus, we played Georgia already. They sit around and like they're worried about us beating them like we beat them in their place. And that their 33-game win streak. I didn't expect us to play this kind of game there, but we did. And they played a hell of a game.
Yeah.
But I don't think that honestly, if we play Georgia again in 2 weeks, it's an entirely different game. Right? Like if you put Cuevas on the field and you put Jam Miller on the field, we're a different team. So I just think that I think we deserve to be in, and I think that we can make a run. I don't think the season's over, but you're playing an NFL style schedule. All of these teams in the SEC are good, man. I mean, like listen, I know there's some Auburn fans in here and they're talking their shit, and that's fine. But Auburn's not a bad team. Their record's bad, but if they were in the ACC, they'd be playing for the ACC championship game instead of damn Duke. Like, we're in an NFL conference now. We got money. Every team's spending money. Look at Mississippi State. You look at the interior guys on those teams, man, they're good. Now, they didn't win, but they're good. Right? Like, the ACC doesn't have that. The Big Ten doesn't have. I'm watching BYU play today. What would BYU's record be if they played the bottom? Give them the bottom tier of the SEC. Like, who are they beating? Arkansas, maybe.
Exactly.
Kentucky, maybe. I think Auburn beats them. I think you start going up the ladder. I think Missouri beats them. I think that Who are some LSU beats them? I mean, I just don't think that they'd survive. Right? Like, I just don't, man. And I see some of you guys like agree. Like I was talking to some Auburn fans tonight. It's like, if the officials don't screw them against Georgia, they win that game. So
exactly,
it's a tough conference,
and,
man. It's not excuses. It's like I see some of you guys saying it. It's not excuses. This is you're talking about programs that are spending $20 million plus on the roster. So that means they got good players, and that makes it tough. And yes, dude, you're exactly right. We're still in the playoffs. This didn't keep us out. We just didn't win the SEC championship. Right?
Yeah, you're exactly right. And we're ranked ahead of Notre Dame and Miami, and nothing that happened today justifies them jumping us. I mean, if Notre Dame played in the SEC, they'd have 4 losses. Miami lost to SMU, and they lost to Louisville at home. And so you're going to sit here and say, because we had a bad game against a great Georgia team that we previously beat, that we shouldn't be in the playoffs? Not going to happen. I think the important thing is the team has to come together as a team. Ty can't do it all himself. If the offense comes together and we get the guys back, I think we can be really, really competitive. And I think we'll see that we're in the playoffs tomorrow. So
let me ask you
great
a
show
question.
as always, Mick.
Look, and
great
listen,
talking.
before you
yeah,
get off,
go
man,
ahead.
I love you, man. You've been on here for a long time. You followed me through different places, and I love you for doing that. And all you guys that have, right?
Absolutely.
Whether it's been Bama Insider, whether it's been my shit, whether it's been Cover Crimson, or whether it's been where I'm at right now, which is next round. Thank you guys. I want to just run through BYU's schedule for you while you're on here. Okay. BYU beat Portland State, Stanford, East Carolina, Colorado, West Virginia, Arizona. They beat Utah. I'll give them that's a good win. Iowa State, TCU, Cincinnati, and Central Florida. And they lost to Texas Tech twice. What is there? Where's their signature win? Is it the Utah win at number 23?
I think it's the Portland State win.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, I don't think they're
exactly.
Yeah. Give Alabama that schedule. Give Alabama that schedule instead of Tennessee, LSU, at Georgia,
at South Carolina,
seriously,
at Auburn,
Oklahoma,
man. Like, these are tough games.
At South Carolina.
All right, let me
There's
run
no
through
question we're gonna be
Notre
in the
Dame,
playoffs.
because I know a lot of you guys you think Notre Dame belongs in. Okay, lost to Miami, lost to Texas A&M at home. Here's your run.
Right.
Purdue, Arkansas, Boise State, NC State, number 20, slowed out there, USC, Boston College, Navy, Pitt, Syracuse, and Stanford.
Oh my God.
I mean, you beat Syracuse 70-7.
Really?
I mean, what I mean, we don't have a Syracuse in the SEC. We just don't.
No, and we every week is I mean, how many nationally ranked teams have we beat? And we're 7-1 in the SEC. And people keep talking about Florida State. Well, you know what? Last week when the committee did their rankings, we were ahead of Notre Dame and Miami when they were considering Florida State. So what changed? Our loss to a team that we previously beat that's ranked 4th in the country? That doesn't mean we should be out. It means precisely we should be in, because the story isn't over. We need Georgia a third time. It kind of reminds me of 2023. We won the SEC against them and lost in the national championship. I could see the same thing happening again.
Yeah.
But this time we win.
Yeah. I mean, like, look, I think you started back over again. I think you're in. And I just think I mean, look at our schedule, compare it to theirs. And I mean, I don't think there's, and the other thing is, if, like I said before, the business part of this, you take the SEC championship game significance and you turn it into something that's not that important. What you're dealing with. Can you guys still see? Am I still in here? Yeah. The power went out. Well, look, Adam, let me play a commercial so I can go get the power back on. Hey, great talking to you, brother. Thank you. That's so funny.
Let's roll.
Back. How many people? How many of y'all jumped board because the power went out in the studio? I'm not a power man, but I will tell you that the studio loves to do that. All right, let's go back to the phone lines and take your calls. It's been that kind of day for us. Who's this and where you calling from? Oh, I'm telling you, brother. Hey, hold on. Let me get you reconnected on here because it's this is so funny. Like I'm like I can hear you, but I don't know if they can hear you. Got to get you connected to the Bluetooth. But the lights did go out here. But you know, it's like when you have one of these games, we're so professional that we just
Praise you so happy.
There you are, brother. I had to run out to the breaker box and hit the breaker. All right, who's this and where are you calling from?
Chris from Leeds, man. It's a night the
what's-
lights went out because of Bama.
I
Georgia.
know, man. Chris, you know, Chris,
Yeah.
you know how it is in Leeds. Shit like this happens sometimes.
Hey, no, man, don't talk about Leeds now.
Hey, it happens in Fairhope
We
because
good.
that's where
But I
live.
do know how it is, though. Oh, shit. I'll see you down at the
I think it's so
dang,
funny.
Rusty's. I'll see you down at Rusty's.
So what do you think, man? What do you
man,
think?
it's cold outside. I just stepped,
It is. Trust me, I just ran out there.
well, I just stepped outside to smoke a cigarette. I don't know when my last call cut off, but I was talking about the playoff committee, and I don't even care about that no more.
Right.
I'm past it. I've worked through it. There's a one caller, and I will say he did say I was cooking, so I like him. He was saying that we got too creative. You know what that sounds like to me? That sounds like that's some West Coast bullshit
Right.
that we don't run in the SEC. And I think the broadcast even said that tonight too. We don't it don't look like a Bama team.
Right. I had a
And that-
guy.
you know what that
did
is?
you hear
That's
what
coaching.
Shank said on the Bama Tailgate show, my other channel? Like he's like, hey, you know, all the other stuff's cute, but you got to be able to run the ball 2 or 3 yards if you need it, right?
Yeah. And it ain't with Tyler Simpson.
Right. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, I think that's been the signature of success for Alabama.
Yeah. The whole thing, like the depth, because we know Auburn whipped us. They beat us up. Plain and simple. I think that's why Tyler ain't playing good. He looked, I wouldn't say concussed, but he just didn't look like a crisp quarterback. We got 5 stars all over the field. It ain't like we have no players. I mean, I know we recruit real good. So if we got good players that are equal to Alabama, Georgia, it comes down to coaching. And, you know, I'd rather us, we talked about, you know, in the Florida State game, we lost because of effort. I'd rather us lose because of effort, because our guys came out there in this game and said, oh, we got this. We're in the playoffs. We ain't got to worry about nothing. That's not what happened. We got out coached, and you can fix effort. You can't fix coaching. I mean, that's just how I feel. Felt like this last year. I called in multiple times last year.
Right.
And I said, this is what's going to happen. Let me ask you a question. How many games did we lose last year?
We lost 4.
4, right? Let's see. We got 3 losses now, and that team right there, unless we get a lot healthier in 2 weeks, we're going to lose the next game. I don't care who we play, unless we play like the worst team. Let's play Tulane.
Right. But we're not playing.
I think we're going to get 4 losses again.
Right.
Yeah. So we're going to get 4 losses. We're going to play a quality team like we played tonight. We played a quality team tonight. We're going to play and get beat, and we're going to have 4 losses. So that is what we got. Just like I said last year, we got us a coach that's going to get us 2, 3, 4 losses, not even sniffing a national championship no more. But we should have broke this fucking bank open to get Lane Kiffin 2 years ago. All this shit, we wouldn't be dealing with this right now. We barely got across the 50-yard line in this game. I ain't never seen the Lane Kiffin coach team do that. Is the ink on his contract in Baton Rouge dry? That's what I'm saying.
It's dry. Yeah, I mean, look, this was not our game, man. I mean,
are you okay with 4 losses a year?
No, I mean, I'm not. But I mean, I just feel like it is kind of where we're at. I mean, I think for us to be able to get to the level,
kind of where we're at. That's going to be the new standard now.
Well, but here's the problem I have is that we have to be able to go out there and raise money to be able to get like the depth. Like Ohio State's got a bunch of first and second round picks. We used to have those guys, but we don't have them right now. Like, you know, so we got to get them.
That ain't what the recruiting services say.
Well, the recruiting services.
The recruiting services say we got them. I think we ain't got coaching. You just don't want to say it. I'll say it. We ain't got coaching. I'll say it. You don't want to say it. I'll say it.
I don't know. I mean, like,
you know it's true.
The problem with it is,
it's true.
I don't know who you're going to get. You know, that's going to be better than what we got. Coaching.
You don't know who we're going to get. I told you who we.
You want Lane Kiffin, yeah, but
that's the worst thing I've ever heard. Who we going to get?
Well,
who we going to get if we
he's
fire?
at LSU.
Man, I'm so damn pissed off.
He's at LSU. You're gonna.
Who we gonna get?
I mean, I just feel like a lot of this has to do with, like, when you look at Notre Dame and you look at Ohio State, right? Before NIL, they were they were pretty good, right? Now they can buy themselves into having rosters that compete or are better than, you know, what we deal with here in this conference, right? And I feel like for us, it's like,
well, hold on now. Hold on. I'll use, I had some schooling. I'll use logic on you.
No,
so
go ahead. I'm listening.
Are you saying then that we can only beat people that have inferior teams? because it seems like we have really good players. I know we spend a lot of money on them players. I mean, what's the determining factor then? If everybody's the same, if Notre Dame and Boise and Idaho and Duke and whoever all have good players because they can pay them now, and we got good players because we've always had good players because we're Bama. I guess it is. I guess the thing that separates us from winning all of our games and losing 4 games a year must be coaching.
Well,
right?
I mean, look, we don't have Nick Saban as head coach anymore. I mean, like that's true. I mean, like nobody.
Y'all
does.
just got done talking about how I heard you and the guy from Ohio talking about how Nick was slipping his last year.
He was though.
So that don't hold water. Either he
Yeah.
was slipping or he wasn't slipping.
I mean, I think he was. Like,
So even now, Nick couldn't do it.
the last like 3
Man,
years
I
that
don't like
Coach
this,
Saban.
man. I don't like this.
No. Look, the last. I
I
mean,
don't like how we're talking now.
but think about it. Like the last, like after 2020. I mean, think about the discipline that Alabama lacked with Coach Saban. You know, like it just kept
About
getting
5 years ago.
Yeah, like 21, 22, 23, 23.
Damn, I'm talking about. I'm talking about these last 2 years because Saban's not going to come back to us.
Right.
And he apparently was. You say terrible was like
no,
not terrible,
I didn't say it was
he
terrible,
was
but I just
slipping
said
his last couple years.
It was slipping.
He
I
was
mean, it
slipping.
was. Yeah.
Okay,
Part of it
so
might be
he's
that
not going to come back.
but part of it might have been that with the transfer portal and the NIL stuff, like it was really hard for him to be able to kind of coach, have success. You know, like I don't.
Buddy,
No, go ahead. I'm listening.
I'm sorry. I love you. You're getting me riled up though, because
Go ahead.
it sounds like you won't say that our problem is DeBoer because we have people. We got players all over the field. Our second string hadn't dropped off so much to where we can't catch a ball. We can't line up right. I mean, man, I don't. This is probably. I'm 41, and I bet the decline from when Nebraska was amazing, it was started off slow. It was a little slippery slope. I've heard that saying, and it's true. Slippery slope. We sliding. We gonna start sliding, and once it starts to slide, we done slid off. And it starts with the head coach. I'm telling you.
So you think
it ain't players?
Yeah,
it's
I got you. Well, you tell me this then, and I'm listening. Like I love the fact that you're calling in, I'm glad that you waited on hold, and I want you to keep calling in. So you think that Lane Kiffin would be better than DeBoer, and that we would have been more prepared for a game like tonight?
Yeah. Have you seen Lane Kiffin on the sideline? And let's not even. I threw out Lane Kiffin because that was who we could have gotten 2 years ago. I was kind of being funny saying Lane Kiffin is the ink dry on his contract.
Right.
I know he's not coming here, but yeah, Lane Kiffin has a lot of passion. He has a lot of off the field stuff. Now, I would not like that, so I'm not really specifically talking about.
Brother,
Lane
you
Kiffin,
have no clue, by the way. But I don't think anybody's. I'll be honest with you. There's so much dirt on him that's crazy. But I don't think anybody's going to bury Joey Freshwater, which is probably good for him. And I don't care if they do or they don't.
No, that's true.
But I just don't think they're.
Yeah,
gonna
no,
do it,
that's true. I'm just saying though.
Ole Miss is pissed right now.
So yeah, my example of Lane Kiffin was probably bad. My example of Lane was.
Look, I'm not arguing. Like I hear you. Like here's what I'm going to tell you. I went to Alabama. We had a guy. We had a coach named Gene Stallings, right? And the guy had us in the picture.
Yeah, I'm 41. You know, I remember Gene.
You remember Gene? And we were in the mix every year. And then all of a sudden, Bob Backraw thought that we could do better without Gene. Pushed him out. And then all of a sudden, we sucked.
But football was too boring.
Right, exactly. and we lost that really close game at Mississippi State. Florida beat us in the SEC championship, even though we were there every year. And all we did was just destroy the program. My thing is this, is if you're going to make a move, you better have the right guy to replace the guy that you're trying to move on, right? So I'm just wondering who that is. And that's the tough part about this business. It's like, we may not all love Kalen DeBoer, but when you look at like what the other options that we could get are, I mean, he's a great option, and the tonight is not.
I don't know. I just feel.
Now, go ahead.
Yeah, no, tonight's not the night, and the nerves are raw, and we'll probably still get in. Maybe it's just because the Tito's are talking.
No, but you're pissed.
Yeah,
you want to see a better performance,
and it's saying we going. Yeah, it's gonna. My Tito's is saying, okay, we're gonna lose 4 games again this year.
Right.
What happens next year when we lose 5 games in 6 games?
All right, but let me ask you this,
because it ain't that big of a jump.
Well, Chris, let me ask you this.
I
got you, but we beat Auburn 2 straight years, and let me tell you something. I don't know about you.
That's not about the low bar.
I know, but I hate them. I don't want to lose to them. So I love beating them. We've beaten Tennessee 2 straight years, and I love that too, right? Or no, wait, or did we? No. Did we beat them last year? We are 1-1 against Tennessee, so I'm wrong on that. We've split with Tennessee, and we beat LSU 2 straight years.
Lord, how much you had to drink, son? I don't remember.
It's been a long night.
Come on now.
So we're 5 out of 6.
Don't forget a damn win.
We're 5 out of 6
Hang the banner
against our biggest rivals. So you got to look that. And then the way that last year ended was, I didn't like that at all.
Let me ask you this: what's our record against Vandy in the last 2 years?
We beat them this year, and they're pretty damn good. They're not going to make the playoff, but I think they deserve it over some of the other teams that are going to make it. I mean, I like
Vandy don't deserve a playoff. Vandy deserves a playoff and a spelling bee. They deserve a playoff and a spelling bee. That's about it.
They should take the SEC championship game, and they should have had Oklahoma and Vanderbilt play for a playing game. And it would have been a lot better than this. Than this what we watched today.
I think it should have been down. They should have 3 games. I don't know if my call cut off last time. This Saturday should have been 11 o'clock, a 2:30, and an 8 o'clock game with 6 SEC teams. Every one of them that won got in, and the regular season SEC champion should have been the number 1 overall SEC. And we have 4 SEC teams automatically qualify.
Right.
You had a full day of damn games. It'd have been awesome.
Yep.
But nobody wants to listen to me because I live in Leeds.
Yeah.
Still.
I like Leeds though. Do you know if you run into my man Lee Gibson, holler at him. He runs I think he was the coach at County High when I used to broadcast there, but now he works for the Parkham Rex or something. He's a great dude. Great dude, man. Love Leeds. Charles Barkley's from Leeds. And even though he's an Auburn guy, I enjoy Charles too.
No, he's funny as hell.
Great dude.
He's cool, man. I drank with him out at Rails and Ales out here. If you from around Leeds.
Great guy. All right, Chris, any final thoughts, brother? Man, thank you for calling in too.
Well, I love the show, and hell, I don't know. We gonna what about basketball? Give me one basketball, because basketball's positive. Football's negative. Give me one positive so I can go to bed and feel okay.
I just think that there all these years, right, in basketball, going back as far as I go back, which is a long way. And now when I think about Alabama basketball, I think you don't want to play us. We're that team you don't want to play. We don't win every game, but we play everybody. And if you fuck around, we're going to beat you. Love Nate Oates.
Yeah, it's cool because all the students have them hard hats on, like it's hard work. But really, we're just jacking threes the whole time. Yeah. So it's kind of like a a conundrum for the opposing team. You know, It's cool, man. All right, man. I'm gonna say roll tide, and we gonna come back, and I think we'll be in.
All right.
I think we'll be in.
I think so too, man. Thank you, Chris, and roll tide to you, brother. And thank you all you guys for hanging on when we had the when the power went out here, not in Georgia, but in Fairhope. Who's this and where you calling from?
Yeah, this is Elliot calling from Birmingham. Listen, I like Chris. I enjoy Chris' call. I'm 100%. I agree with Chris. We should have got Lane, but that's a dead horse number. I'm telling y'all who we can go get. You want to know who we can go get?
Who?
John Grew. We can go get John Grew. Let's go get John Grew while we can. For anybody else tries to get Grew, we can get Grew. He can put us back on track because we're not going to win a national championship on DeBoer. It's his coaching style. The West Coast, it does not work in the SEC. It's not working. And the team, like I said, last time I called, the team has not progressed. They're not being coached up. They're not. I mean, you look at from game 4 to the end of the season, they haven't made any progression. I don't know what they do in practice during the season, but they're not being coached up in the season. And I think that's our biggest problem. We have to get some better coaches. I don't know if it's assistant coaches or it starts from the head coach, but we have to get better coaching in these guys during the season because they're not being coached up. And that's the problem with me. It's coaching. It's not like Chris said. We have the players, 4 and 5 star recruits all down the roster.
Mm-hmm.
So the players are there. The only difference is the coaching. And I get you saying Nick Saban fell off, which he did. He was starting to slip a little bit, but back then we was vying to make a 14 playoffs. Alabama not making a 12-team playoff? Come on. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I agree with you. But we're going to be in.
Football.
Don't you think, Elliot, we're going to be in?
I'm not sure. I think the committee is going to screw us. Because because everyone kept saying, Bama will be in if they don't get boat rolled by Georgia. This is a boat roll. This is a late touchdown. This is a boat roll. I think they're going to put Notre Dame and Miami in because they have to if they put Notre Dame in, they have to put Miami in because Miami beat them in the heads up. So I think Notre Dame and Miami will get in there and Bama will be sitting there 13 out the playoffs again. I don't think they'll put us in there. I hope they do, but I just won't bet on it. I don't think they will.
Well, you put it in their hands, by playing looking like shit tonight. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, it's not up to us.
Yeah, and Ty Simpson, I don't know if DeBoer, he should have sat him out at least 2 series. It's like we're gonna try something else, but he's gonna do it 19 for 30. I'm looking at the graphics on the screen. 19 for 39. Incomplete passes. That's crazy. They should have. Yeah, he should have sent him out for at least a series. Put Mac or Keelan in there, but I think Keelan's gone after this year. I don't think he'll come back. I think he's going to hit the transfer portal.
Well, he's going to get the job. I mean, look, Keelan Russell's going to be the next guy. The problem that I have with Ty is just he's got to run more. I mean, and effectively. He didn't run effectively in this game.
Yeah.
At
all. And I don't know what. And I mean, I know Jan was out and our tight end was out. That makes a difference. But we played without those guys before and we didn't do okay. We won the game.
Right.
And I just don't see the coaching being there. They're not being coached up at all, I don't think, not during the season. Now, off season, I think they go all in. Spring ball, they coach them. For some reason, when the season starts, the board and his staff seem like they're okay. We don't have the coach anymore. I don't know what it is, but it's the coaching. In my eyes, there's not getting us over there during the season. Right. If you look at Nick Saban team, last team he coached in Millwall, beginning of the season, we were looking kind of our suspect. By the end of the season, who was rolling? The team was being coached up. And we're not getting that now. I don't know why, but we're just not getting that. I don't know if he's too worried about other things. And I think DeBoer delegates more than Coach Saban. Coach Saban's more hands-on.
Yeah, he wants to be in the different meeting rooms.
Yeah, I think DeBoer relies more on his assistants and what they say and how that goes. And that's also what I heard from Recruit, too. Recruit, he's more off. He's not hands on as far as recruiting. Nick Saban would go to more of the players. He go to their houses, talk to their parents. They said DeBoer kind of lets Courtney does most of that stuff. He's not actually more hands on. I think that could be a problem as well. He's not as hands on, and we need a hands on coach down here at the SEC.
Right.
Which is what Lane does. Lane comes to your house. Lane is more hands on. And I think he might have got that from being around Nick Saban, but he's more hands on. So that's just my opinion. I'll let some of the other callers go because I know you had the blackout. I don't know what happened.
I got it fixed, though, Elliot. Look, I got it fixed. The power went out, but you know what? I just played a commercial and ran out and hit the breaker box. It's because it's cold, and I got the space heater in here, but the space heater messes up the electric, and I don't know why. If you guys are electricians, you tell me.
Yeah.
You tell me, Elliot.
Well, yeah, but I don't think we're going to be in, though. I think they're going to put Notre Dame, Miami ahead of us.
No, I don't think so.
You got 3 losses. They only have 2.
Yeah, but we played for the
losses.
championship. We played number 3 Georgia. We beat them already. Like, what are you going to penalize us because, we went through? Look at our schedule that we went through, Elliot. We played a fucking hell of a schedule, man. It was a tough schedule. I'm sorry, but it was tough. Like,
but you look at it was.
We didn't play Wake Forest, man. We didn't play. Like, if Georgia Tech's one of your tough games, like, you didn't play a schedule. I'm just sorry, man.
The week before Auburn, they had Notre Dame ranked higher than us.
I know, but you look at Notre Dame's schedule. It's like you guys beat Stanford and Syracuse. I mean, no, they couldn't survive in our league. They wouldn't win any
and then
games.
You also have to look at Notre Dame. Notre Dame has the front runner for the Heisman on their team too, though. Everyone's saying he might be the front runner for the Heisman. So I believe that's going to go into play too.
Everybody loves Notre Dame because the nostalgia, man. I remember when they had Rocket Ishmael, and I was a kid. I was like, oh, and they got Lou Holtz. And look, man, they just aren't. It's all nostalgia. Like, Notre Dame hasn't been really good since before I was alive. Like, I've heard about it, but I didn't see it. There's no dynasty in South Bend in these days,
They're going to put Notre Dame in. If they put Notre Dame in, they have to put Miami in because Miami has to hear no ball.
Yeah, but they can't keep you out. I can't imagine them cutting us out because we lost to Georgia in a conference championship game. And I just don't see that.
I think they will.
You on that because they hate us because we kicked their ass for so long. Hey, Elliot, any final thoughts, man? And great to hear from you tonight, by the way.
No, that's it. That's all I had to say. Thanks.
Hey, roll tide, man. Great to have you, and have a great Christmas. If I don't talk to you before then, that's Elliot from Birmingham. Let's go back to the phone lines again and talk to you guys. Who's this, and where you calling from?
Hey, brother, this is David from Tuscaloosa. Gave you that coin at Innisfree.
David, what's up, man? Great to see you, brother, or talk to you anyway.
Man.
Please, hey, look, could you just
what a
can
frustrating
you save the
loss.
day, David? Would you please save the day as a guy that served your state like you did as a police officer? Please save us from this.
Mick, man, this was so frustrating on so many levels. I'm like you. First of all, do we deserve to be in? Yes, we do. We made a championship. Do I think we should have went to the championship game? I don't. I think it should have been A&M or an Ole Miss. We should have been the ones kicked back with our heels up, watching tonight's game, getting rested up. But that's neither here nor there. We made it to the championship game, and we played like shit tonight. And
easy to say.
Like the other callers, I think Ty should have been pulled briefly just to see what maybe some other quarterbacks could have done. pick one of the two. Keelan would have been my pick just to see if Ty was rattled early on. I don't know, but very disappointing.
Man, we haven't had one of these in a long time. I mean, the Florida State game was, but I don't know. I mean, I just kind of felt like that was different because it's the first game of the year. It was a lot of surprises. I don't think we didn't. It wasn't a lack of effort today. I didn't think it was a game plan thing.
No.
I just think they were just better than us today.
They were. I agree with that. We were beat up really bad, as they were. But the problem is when you're beat up really bad, we had key players that were beat up really bad.
Yeah.
Key players, not just no-name players. We
Right.
had big-name players with injuries. And when that happens, just like I think you said earlier, you put those big names in 2 weeks from now, playing the same team, it'll be a different outcome.
Different game.
Different game. That's right.
Yeah. And I agree with you on that. I mean, I felt like it was one of those deals where we got into this game and I'm like, man, Ty doesn't have Cuevas was the one that really was the guy. I was like, man, we need this guy because
he reminds me of Travis Kelce.
Yeah. Like he's our guy like that.
He reminds me a lot of Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
He is. That's right. That's right.
You look at it and you're like, man, I really need to kind of, he's got to have his security blanket.
That's right. And the receivers, the missed passes, the catches that should have been made, those were huge, especially in the end zone. I mean, oh man, that's just it's tough. I mean, Georgia was the better team, not taking nothing away from them, but there was missed opportunities, and there was just some bad play calling, bad plays by Ty. Ty, obviously, he was not alone in this. It was just it's almost like we didn't prepare as well as Georgia did.
Yeah, but also Ty's had an issue missing some of the deep passes here lately too. And I hope that changes.
That's right.
I hope that changes because I really like Ty.
Yep, I do too. And I think a lot of the plays we should have been going deep. And instead of going deep, we were making 5-yard throws when we should have been going 20 yards down the field. That was very frustrating. But, Mick, that's all I got, man. I'm not going to hold up other callers. Glad I got in. Hell of a show. Loved your show. It is free. The twice I got to see you this year. Keep up the good work, brother.
Hey, thanks, David, man. I love you, brother. Thank you for calling in, and thank you for everything that you have done for the state and being, somebody that spent your life serving our state, and man, appreciate you and everything that you have done. And let me remind you guys too that the tailgate show, and David comes and hangs out with us with Coker and me, is going to be at the Jasper Pie Factory when we figure out what our next game is. And that's in honor of Big Sexy Elmo. And some of you guys may remember my man, and some of you guys might not, but we're going to do it from there. And we'd love to have all of you guys come out and hang, man. The guy, Brett, was the best dude I ever met. So we just wanted to go one time and go back to where he was from and his hangout. And he actually died in there and do a show. And it's been tough coordinating it, but I think that, we're just ready to do it there, man. But we miss him a lot. And it's going to be great to go back and honor him. All right, let's go back to the phone lines again. David, great call. Who's this and where you calling from?
This is Tyler. I'm calling from Blue Ridge, Georgia, but I lived in Mobile, Alabama my whole life. How you doing?
It's up, Tyler. How you doing, man?
Hanging in there. I just want to say that, man, we take a loss and everybody gets so negative. And, I think we need to be a little bit more positive about the situation.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
we blame the coaches and we blame this and we blame that. And, you know, I think it was the first quarter, I want to say, and there's a big pile up. Ed Frazier had the ball, and the team got behind him and pushed him probably another 10 yards. Got the first down, and Bama had everybody on him. And right there, I looked at my pops and was like, man, that ain't good right there. They just were more physical. They just came, and they were really hungry. You know, they had a lot of people doubting them, and it's tough for me. I got my Bama flags flying, and I'm in Georgia, but I'm still going to keep them up and see what happens in the playoffs, if we make the playoffs. But, you know, that one dude was talking about Lane Kiffin this, Lane Kiffin that. You know, Lane Kiffin's a good coach, but I don't doubt Kalen DeBoer just yet. I say we give him some more time and see what he's got, because he definitely got some nuts. Now, I don't know about that. What was it? 4th and 2. We were maybe like on the 7-yard line. I don't know about that
Right.
play. He probably should have tucked his nuts a little bit, but I don't know. You got to go out there and do what you can do, I guess, you know?
Well, the thing about Lane Kiffin to me, and this is my opinion, is that Lane's a sellout. You know, when we needed him in 2016, the guy ran off to go to Florida, you know, whatever that Florida school was.
Oh, yeah.
And Coach Saban had to fire him. And I don't forgive him for that. Like, I don't care about Joey Freshwater. I don't care about all the other stuff that he's done behind the scenes. And there's a whole lot of stuff. And I'm just telling you guys that. Like, if somebody researched it and put it out there, he wouldn't last very long at LSU. But everybody gives him a pass, and I don't care. Like, pass him. But the walking, the lack of effort that he gave us, unlike Georgia, who's got Kirby Smart, who busted his ass until he left and took the Georgia job. We won a national championship with him as Georgia's coach to be, right? Lane Kiffin isn't that guy. He's been a sellout since he got into this business. He's about the money. And it's like, look, you can say whatever you want, and you might not care about that. But you're looking at Ole Miss right now without a coach, because this guy's going to get a little bit more NIL money for – to hire players.
Yeah, I mean,
that's what he is. He is.
Yeah,
he's a very shallow person, and I don't care. Like, look, he's a great coach, but he's just a shallow. And from just telling you, man, it's just who he is. So,
yeah,
do we want that?
I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm with you. I mean, I think we've been so spoiled with having Nick Saban. I mean, the greatest coach in my book of all time.
Right.
I don't care.
He is.
What his deal was. NFL is the greatest coach of all time. And my childhood has been the best childhood with memories of Nick Saban going to the games, because I was there at the games for the Mike Shula days. I mean, shedding tears. I was young.
I was in school.
You know, if it comes to Bama and what, gives us 6 good years, and then what, shoots, runs off to where?
Look,
goes to a different school or something.
Yeah.
And then
Saban saved us, man. Like, he brought us back to prominence. I don't think DeBoer's that far off. I mean, I know tonight wasn't his night, but
I don't think so either.
I don't think he's that far off. I really don't.
I don't either, and that's what I just wanted to call. And just as Bama fans, man, we just need to be a little bit more confident and just not count them out just yet. I mean, we have a bad game, so what? I mean, we went teed off in Georgia and beat Georgia. Now, they came back in the second half and handed it to us, but we finished the game. No, as Bama fans, we just need to give Kalen DeBoer the time to do what he's got to do, because, man, he has some great moments. Man, the Auburn game went for it, 4th down, freaking trusted his QB, trusted Ty to make a play, and showed up. It's not going to happen every time, but hey, you win some and you lose some. But as a Bama fan, I just want to tell everybody that's a Bama fan, just keep your heads up, man, and let's see what this committee has to say. You know, if the committee leaves us out of the playoffs, you know, I'm curious to see the wildfire that happens and see the downfall of people wanting to play in the SEC championship game. And yeah, I'm real curious to see whether we're in or whether we're out, how people will react 100%. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, no doubt about it, man. But great call. Any final thoughts, Tyler?
No, I'm just glad I found your show. It's my first listen and my first time calling, and I just wanted to find something I wasn't over the game just yet, and wanted to find something on YouTube. I guess kind of vent or listen to people vent about the same ways I'm feeling, since I'm in Georgia and there ain't many Bama fans around here. And now I'm just glad I found your channel, and I'm gonna be tuning in after every game.
Hey, Roll Tide, brother. Thank you. And look, man, give those Georgia fans the credit they deserve, man. And give their team the credit they deserve, because they earned it. This was their night. They got the same job done that we got in Athens earlier this year. They've worked hard for this, but they don't want to see us again. We'll be back. You know, they caught us on the right time. Tyler, great call, man. And thank you, man. Roll Tide and, heads up. All right, let's go back to the phone lines again. Get back to you guys. Who's this and where you calling from?
Hey, Mick, it's Heath from Huntsville.
Heath, my man, dude. I'll tell you what, Heath. On a night like this, Heath, I would love to have one of those. This is the cup you got me, by the way. I would love to have one of those bushwhackers with Screwball peanut butter whiskey floater to try to make me forget about what happened tonight. But good to talk to you, Heath in Huntsville. What's up, brother?
You too, buddy. Hey, I got some homebrew, some 90 proof, if you want me to send that down to you.
Hey, I mean, look, I'm in Madison some. I'll hook me up when I'm there.
All right. Not a problem, man. No, I was just going to say, hey, man, the game turned out, the way it did. But, man, I'm looking forward to 2 weeks from now. We get to watch Bama play again in the playoffs. Yeah, I'm already put this game in the rearview mirror. I'm just looking forward to the next game. I think we're going to be in the playoffs. I'm not worried about it or anything like that. So I think everybody's kind of expressed a lot of the things that I was thinking. So I'm not going to keep beating a dead horse. And I just got one last thing to say before I hang up. Fuck Auburn.
Yeah, fuck them.
Love you, brother.
Hey, love you, brother. Thank you. Hey, and that's
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide, man. We got to keep all of the important stuff. In for everyone that's calling in to talk shit. There you go. All right, let me go back to who's this and where you calling from?
What's up, man? Uncle Charles.
Oh, man. Uncle Charles.
Yes, sir.
Please set everybody straight, man. Great to hear from you today.
Yes, sir. I'm going to make this real quick because Satan decided to mess with my phone this evening. I'm going to have to go to AT&T. Let me say this. I'm like this. If Alabama put 11 young men out there on that field, then they're responsible for what they do. If they put 11 defensive guys out there, they're responsible for what they do. When you are a boxer and you go to the ring and you stick your gloves through the ropes, you are responsible for you. Whatever went on in back in that dressing room, it ain't gonna go on in that boxing ring. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Let me say this. I don't mind Kevin DeBoer being put in the coach, but that's just me. Everybody don't think like me. I'm saying is, how long we gonna be patient with this? How long? Because let me tell you something. We are the most feared fans in America, and we're not waiting. We're not waiting till you get straight. Why? Because we have had so much success with Coach Saban. But is it going to take him 3 years? Is it going to take him 4 years? Are you patient enough? Let me say this: you can't have an excuse for why you can't do what you need to do. Now you tell me, a one-legged man, hey, you got to pay your light bill. I can't pay it. Why? Because I only got one leg. Yeah, and you'll be down at the dollar store with a dollar camera and one leg in the dog. You can't have an excuse. We went out there and they put 11 boys on that young men on that field, just like they did. You are responsible. Yeah, if we had a lot of hurt people, yeah, we did. But I can bet you this, they was at practice with the ones that weren't hurt. This is not a game. This is not a game. Let me tell you something. One thing I know is that I'm a little older than I used to be. I saw that rock up in there, hornet's nest, and I would be able to get away from them hornets. But let me do it now, and I guarantee you the hornets are going to swallow my head up because I can't do what I used to do.
Let me say this, and I'm going to say this in closing. I'm Roll Tide no matter what. But it's amazing to me that we can go out there and don't nobody do nothing. And all of a sudden, we're talking about playoffs. That's going to be up to the committee. If you ask me, I want to go, but my heart tells me I don't think we need to go. I think we need to get better on offense and defense. But, Coach, I'm telling you right now, these Alabama fans are one of the fiercest fan base in America. Coach, you got to get it straight. You're on time. You're on borrowed time. And I'm telling you right now, they do not play at Alabama. They fired the other guy so bad one time, I think they fired Alabama coach. I thought I got scared. I didn't know what the hell I was scared about. But they fired him out. But man, they did him wrong. I was saying, oh man. But that's all I got to say. Roll, Tide, roll. And we're going to roll forever.
Uncle Charles, man, you're one of my favorite callers. I still think about the bean story that you told. Do you remember that one?
I remember that. I got another story I'm going to tell on the next show called Beans too.
But just maybe I think if there was a bean story that you could just, because people are hurt right now. And I think they need one of your antidotes to kind of just get them over the hump, because it's going to be tough. Like we got our ass whooped by Georgia. They wore us out tonight, and people are worried. I think we're going to make the playoff, like you said. Like maybe if we make it, maybe if we don't. But that the bean story to me is one of the all-time greatest stories that anecdotes that anybody's ever shared on this channel.
Yes, sir. And the bean story is a true story. If nobody believes that man that got hit in the head, dude, I can bet you that.
Tell him about it.
Yeah. The one that was cooking them beans. Well, this man, I hope his phone don't cut off on me, but this man, he had nowhere to go. He lived on the street, and he had nothing to eat. So he got this aroma in there, and he noticed his nose. So he followed the aroma with his nose all the way till he got to the house. He said he knew in his mind there's some food in that house. So he knocked on the door, and the man opened it. He said, "What do you want?" He said, "Sir, I don't mean no harm, but would you please share some of whatever you cook in your beans in the house?" He said, "I tell you what, you get out of my face. You go about your business and go get a job." And he shut the door in his face. That man was hurt. In fact, that man was devastated. And he walked about a mile away from where that man was cooking on beans at, and his hurt turned into rage. And then he turned around and went back and knocked on the door. He said, "You again?" "Yeah." And he hit him in the head, knocked him out. When they took the beans up the street and ate all of it. Why? Because he didn't know how to speak to someone. He didn't know how to say, "Hey, I'll share some of my beans with you." But I can guarantee you, I bet you share some beans with him. Next time, I bet you that. So take that as a lesson, ladies and gentlemen. Don't treat anybody because they're having a hard time or they might not have what you have. Treat them with love and respect and understanding, because that's the only way you're going to be able to get fun in life. And that's all I got to say.
Uncle Charles, you're the man. And it's great to hear from you. And I want to hear from you after the next game. Roll Tide, my friend. Great lesson.
Roll Tide, yes, sir.
Roll Tide. A great lesson from Uncle Charles. And as I kind of get to looking at the stats, that's a great lesson for all of you guys. All right, let's look at this right here. Ty Simpson was 19 to 39, 212 yards, touchdown and an interception. The interception came at the wrong time, and it's another game where he had kind of lackluster stats. Now, you look at Gunnar Stockton, he had three touchdowns, no interceptions. His defense and special teams put him in position to be able to score without having to go the length of the field. 20 of 26, 156 yards. Bama's running attack was awful. Daniel Hill, 4 carries, 11 yards. A.K. Deere, 3 carries, 10 yards. And then, Ryan Williams had a carry for 5 yards. Georgia, Nate Frazier, 13 carries, 52 yards. Stockton had 39 yards on 13 carries. Bell had 4 carries, 24 yards. Bowens had 4 carries, 23 yards. Like, it's not like anybody was really running the ball effectively, but Bama was pathetic. Branch, 5 catches, 53 yards and a touchdown for Georgia. Bell, 4 catches, 45 yards and a touchdown. Bernard had 6 catches, 62 yards and a touchdown. Very quiet night, even though he had 6 catches. Hill had 5 catches for 50 yards. Edwards had 3 catches for 42 yards. Ryan Williams caught 2 passes for 33. Bernard's the only guy that had a touchdown for Alabama. Obviously, the fumble by Adams was probably the knockout punch in this game. Bama had a punt blocked. That was, to me, the most important play in the entire game was that punt block. Because when you look at these stats, you know, they're not that much different. First down, 16-11, Georgia won. Third downs, 6 of 16, 3 of 14. Bama lost that one too. Fourth downs, Georgia 2 of 2, Bama 1 of 3. Total yards, Georgia 297, Bama 209. Passing yards, Bama finally won a category, 212 to 156. We talked about the completions. Georgia won that one too. Rushing yards, absolutely pathetic. There's no other way to say it. And I don't want to say it like this, but we sucked. -3 yards. You factor in the sacks and everything else. They had 141 yards. We had -3 yards. You're not winning a football game of this caliber with -3 yards rushing. But when you talk about not having Jam Miller, remember that. Bama only had 1 penalty for 5 yards. That's a big deal because they've been disciplined this year. You got to give them credit for that. Georgia had 7 of 80. They got away with some other stuff. Bama, 23 yards of possession time. Georgia, 36. Georgia dominated this game in a lot of categories. Okay? And that's it. You know, when you look at this, like, take your hats off to Georgia. They're the SEC champs because they won the SEC championship. And I'm trying to think about my life in 2009, the last time we lost one of these games. What a hell of a run we had. I don't want to dismiss that. But it's over. We lost to Georgia, finally got us. And the SEC championship game. What does that mean for Alabama? You hope that we get into the college football playoff and you start to build towards that. You got to get healthy. And like Cuevas, we haven't seen him in a while. Jam Miller got hurt last game. He didn't play today. Those guys got to be ready to play for Alabama to win. We don't have, Daniel Hill's not ready to be the guy. AK Deer's not ready to be the guy. We got to have Jam Miller. And we got to have Josh Cuevas. And we got to have Parker Brailsford. Okay? Even though I thought Gino Vandermark did a pretty decent job filling it. But those are important pieces in this team. Guys, I'm not putting this on Kalen DeBoer. I'm not. I'm glad we got Kalen DeBoer. He's not Nick Saban. I don't want Lane Kiffin. I think Lane Kiffin's a scumbag. I'm just going to tell you that. On the record. He's not a good person. And Kalen DeBoer's a great guy. And some of you guys are like, well, what does it matter? What has Lane Kiffin won? He hadn't won anything. Let him go down to LSU and win something. Because he'll come to Alabama. If you offer him the right amount of money, he's got no loyalty. To walk away from his team that's in the college football playoff for more money going somewhere else, I mean, it's different to me than anything I've ever seen. But his character's bad, and that's what guys with bad character do. Lane Kiffin is a guy with exemplary character. Tonight wasn't our night. But I'm glad that we got him. And I think there's going to be a lot of great days ahead of him. He's beaten Georgia twice. Tonight, Georgia caught us at the right time. It's like you want to have answers, but guess what? When your guys are hurt, it's hard to have those answers. This one didn't feel like Florida State to me. I thought we played our ass off. I think they were just better. Florida State I was pissed. And you guys know, you watched the show. I was pissed. Don't walk to the tackle. Don't let Florida State wasn't any good. They lost to a really good team tonight that they beat, by the way. But the season's not over. It's not over. And, you know, and you got to remember that. You just pick it up and move on and go to the next thing, which hopefully is a playoff game. And we'll be covering that as well. But thank you all, whether you agree with me or disagree, whether you're a Bama fan or you're not, for being on the show. Thank you to Ryan Brown for hanging out. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate all of you guys. This is one of the I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know, like, I don't know how long I'm doing this because it's stressful. It is stressful to sit around and go, I got to do this show at the end of the day. But I do it because you guys, because you call in and you make it fun. Because you guys make me laugh, whether we agree or disagree. We all kind of get in here and spar. I love that. So, you know, I don't know if my life's going to be hosting the post-game show forever, but I hope that it's hanging out with people like you guys because I love you. Hey, before we end, let me tell you guys about my man Keith down at Residence Inn by Marriott Ocean City. Back to back coastal style hotel of the year. You're talking about a beautiful place right there on the coast by the boardwalk in OC. You're talking about great places to go hang out like Secrets, the Green Turtle. Even Green Turtle even sent Coker and me some gear. But check it out. And for those of you guys that go there and do that because of us, please go by and tell Keith that you heard about it from us and say Roll Tide to you. The other thing I want to tell you guys is about this concert at the bottom of the screen. December 27th, Philadelphia, Mississippi, Dee Snider. I've been listening to Firehouse all day. I mean, that song, Baby, Don't Treat Me Bad. I don't know why it's been in my head. You can see that in concert with Lita Ford, December 27th, 8 o'clock, Choctaw, Mississippi, at the center stage, Silver Star, right? Go there, do that, and then get over, hit the slots, you know, do the whole thing, the Timeout Sports Lounge. Obviously, Georgia covered today. You would have lost if you'd taken my bet, but I had Auburn. I had the Auburn bet. But anyway, listen, it's fun. They got everything you need over there, and we appreciate them. But I appreciate you guys the most, man. Thank you, and roll.
I may not suit up on Saturday.